Yo, what is going on guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today's video we're going to be looking at the best gadgets and the worst gadgets in the game, going from all the way from number 36 to number 1, so giving you guys some good detail and just a little bit of analysis along the way. Don't want to be making too much analysis on things because that will be a really long video, so I want to try and keep things nice and simple. So just going to be running through things. A lot of the gadgets have changed because of the balance changes that dropped not so long ago, a couple of weeks ago, so it has switched a lot up, and the meta with gadgets has changed a lot as well. So from my previous video, a lot has changed, so yeah, let's just jump straight into number 36. Alright, so jumping straight in at the worst gadget, it's going to be Leon's. I really don't like Leon's. All it does basically, it spawns a little clone. All it's really value for is when you want to tank a shot, for example like a Piper or a Jean or something along those lines, or maybe like scouting, because the Leon just go to an enemy, but it doesn't actually do anything other than just distract. It just wastes enemies' ammos, but only like one ammo. So I really don't like this one. It's probably one of the worst ones. I just don't really see much use to it. You don't really, even if you have the gadget or not the gadget, you're going to be using Leon the same. So number 35 on the list, it's going to be Dynamite. So before it was the worst gadget in the game, but now it's the second worst, just because recently it got a buff so that when you pop it, you don't actually just stand still and be a sitting duck. You actually can move around. You get a lot more value out of it, but to be honest, it's one of the worst ones. A lot of these gadgets are actually useful. This one, it's just good for chip damage. It's kind of hard to actually use it in certain situations. You just kind of just hope for the best, really. So that's why it's going to be the second worst in the game. So number 34 on the list, it's going to be Carl's Gadget. So Carl's Gadget is basically whenever you pop it, for every second the enemy's inside of that fire, it deals 300 damage. So it only lasts for like 3 seconds, not really the best, but you can actually combine this well with his super, so you can actually get a lot of damage. But I mean, I don't really think it's that good of a gadget. Every other brawler's gadget is just so much better, and that's why Cole's really bad inside of the meta currently. So I'll probably like a just complete change to the gadget. Probably make it like Frank's gadget. So basically Cole just gets countered by so many different brawlers with their gadgets. So I believe he needs a really good rework to his gadget to be viable inside of a meta. So number 33 on the list, it's going to be Tick's Gadget. So whenever you pop Tick's Gadget, he does a little dash and he drops a one single mine for only 700 damage. So I don't think this is really the best gadget. It actually complements Tick quite well. So when Tick's on he's good on a few maps like Layer Cake and like Canal Grande, so using that dash sometimes can get you out of a few dodgy situations, so it actually helps him quite a fair bit. But I think this is really weak in comparison to other gadgets, so could be in need of a good buff for sure. So for number 32, I've gone for Shelly. So Shelly's gadget is just a short dash. It actually enables you to close the gap between you and the enemy brawlers. It's actually a decent gadget, but in comparison to other gadgets, as I said before, it's just not going to be the best. It's actually good combined with a super, but I just feel like it's not really that good. It actually can catch you out in a few situations. It's hard to kind of control your dash sometimes and really get the best value. You can't actually shoot as well at the same time as you dash, so for that little split second you dash, you can't actually shoot. You're actually going to be quite vulnerable to enemies shooting at you. Okay, so number 31 on the list, I've gone for Sandy. So Sandy currently in the meta is actually pretty decent, but his gadget is not good in comparison to other gadgets, just due to the fact that whenever you pop that gadget, it does heal you in full after 2 seconds, but it just makes you vulnerable. You're just standing there, you can't move at all. So I really don't like this feature about his gadget. So like brawlers like Dynamite, Daryl and Mortis have had this changed. I would like to see this changed with Sandy as well. Maybe like decrease the amount he actually heals to like half HP or something. Okay, so number 30 on the list, I've gone for Brawl. So Brawl's gadget, whenever you press the gadget, you get 1,500 health every single time. So I actually think this is a good one. In comparison to Sandy's, I actually really enjoy this one. I know it's nowhere near the amount of HP value that you can get, but in certain clutch situations you can just pop that gadget, stay alive. For example, his best mode is heist, so you can just use it, stay alive on a heist safe for longer and deal a ton of damage. So I actually don't mind this gadget. So number 29 on the list, I've gone for 8-Bit's Gadget. It recently has got a buff, so whenever you pop that gadget, it doesn't actually destroy his super now, so it's actually a decent buff. It's definitely a good change, but it's just not really the best. I don't really find the most value out of it, but sometimes you can actually use it and catch enemies off guard and still get that damage. So I mean, it's definitely a good and viable gadget, but just 8-Bit in the meta is not that good, and I just don't think this gadget really improves him that much. Number 28 on the list, I've gone for B's Gadget. So B's Gadget used to be probably one of the worst in the game, but now they've actually increased the radius of the little slow effects. As you can see, it's actually quite a large radius now. I think it's only increased by about 25%. 100%, so not the biggest change, but actually a really good change. And now they've actually made it so whenever you use the gadget, the little honey thing, it spawns in front of you instead of behind you now, so you can actually use it to tank a lot of shots, and I actually enjoy playing with this gadget now. Number 27 on the list, I've gone for Sprout's gadget. So Sprout's gadget, whenever you're near a piece of grass, you can actually just use the gadget and heal up 2,000. This used to be a lot better, it used to be around 3,000, so nearly getting them up to full HP, but they have nerfed it since. But I don't actually think this gadget's too good. It complements Sprout decently. It's not really the best gadget in comparison to other brawlers. I just think there's a lot better gadgets out there. So number 26 on the list, I've gone for Gale's gadget. So it's just a spring trap, really basic. I actually thought this would be a game-breaking gadget, but after playing with Gale, I don't know if it's because Gale's not the best really. I just don't think these jump pads are actually as good as they can be. It can get you out some really clutch situations, and it can be really good to catch the enemy off guard. But now people are already used to them, I just don't think this is really the best gadget. I mean, it can be good in some situations for trick shots and other situations like that, but in comparison to others, not going to be the best at all. Number 25 on the list is going to be Pam's gadget. So Pam's gadget, whenever anyone's inside a healing station, whether it be you or your teammates, it heals for 1,200, which I actually really enjoy playing with this gadget. It enables you to play really aggressively, pop the gadget, and keep you and your teammates alive in a lot of clutch situations. So number 24 on the list is El Primo's gadget. So El Primo's gadget, you basically just chuck a brawler over your shoulder. What this does, it allows you to stun the enemy. So when, for example, when a brawler has the ball, you can just chuck them, get the ball off them, and do a lot of damage. And especially when you're chucking it over like a BB or something like that, you can just throw them over the shoulder, allow the stun, allow you to get extra shots on, especially when it's combined with a super. It's such a good gadget to use. Number 23 on the list is going to be Penny's gadget. So Penny's gadget, whenever you press the gadget, it blows up her turret, and this allows for you to knock the ball out of enemies' hands, and also allows with a good combination with the Last Blast style power. It's actually really good. I love playing Penny with this combination. It just adds up for such excitement. You can deal so much damage, especially on siege as well. You can surprise the enemy by blowing up that turret, knocking them off from whatever they're trying to do. Number 22 is going to be Rico's gadget. So whenever Rico uses this gadget, a wave of bouncy bullets just go around him, and it actually deals a lot of damage, especially if like tanks in your face. You can deal so much damage, but the thing is about this one, it's kind of like a random pattern. You kind of have to pray that it hits the enemies, but at the same time it only deals about 372 damage, I think it's around that, so less than actual normal Rico shots, but it's actually really good for scouting bushes, and as I said before, for when enemies are really up and personal. So number 21 on the list is going to be Spike's gadget. So it's basically like Rico's, except for there's spikes obviously coming out of him, but Spike is really revolutionised inside of Heist and Siege. This gadget is so good against the Heist safe. You can just absolutely decimate the Heist safe, taking it down about 50% if you get all of his free shots on the safe and then his gadget. And then the same to the Siege boss on defense. You can actually get such a good defense with this gadget, so it's really underrated. I actually really love this gadget. Number 20 on the list is going to be Piper's gadget. So Piper's gadget had a massive change within the last set of updates. So instead of shooting the 4 auto-aim bullets, it's now just one single bullet, and it actually stuns the enemy and still deals 100 damage. So this is really good inside of game modes that you need to stun the enemies so you can cancel their attacks, which is such a good mechanic. This is why it's so high up on the list. Just that cancelling mechanic alone just makes it so good. The only thing I don't like about it, I don't know if it's just me or if everyone's kind of having the same with Piper, I just don't feel like it hits enough times unless the enemy's literally standing still or they're up into your face. Number 19 on the list is going to be Mac's gadget. So Mac's gadget is such a fun gadget to play. So when she uses her gadget, she does a little short dash, and while she's in that dash, she's actually immune to any shots. So especially against the M's and other brawlers like that, like Sprout as well, you can just get that dash off, tank a shot, and it's actually so good for getting around the map. Also, I really love playing this gadget. Number 18 on the list is going to be Mr. P's gadget. A lot of people might be surprised by how high I put this, but I actually love this gadget because you can pop it once one of these spawners is low HP, and then it basically like revives the little spawner and gives it 3k HP and just allows you to waste more enemy shots, which a lot of people don't see the rewards from that straight away. But when you're wasting enemy ammo, it means you can get it up into their face a lot easier, and they have to waste that ammo on their little porters instead of you, so it's always a good thing. Number 17 on the list is going to be Mortis gadget. So Mortis gadget got a massive buff. So now when he uses that gadget, it can actually be running. So this is really good for him. 1300 damage in a 360 radius is so good, especially with Mortis's reload being so slow. So enabling him to have 3 gadgets to deal an extra 1300 damage is really clutch. Number 16 on the list is going to be Jesse's gadget. So Jesse's gadget, whenever you press the gadget, it sends a shockwave in a 360 radius and slows enemies down for around 3 seconds, I believe. A lot of people might not think this is a good gadget, but that's purely due to the fact that Jessie is not good inside this meta, one of the worst brawlers. But her gadget is so good. The radius itself is really good, and the slow allows you to get more shots on them really easily. Number 15 on the list is going to be Tara's gadget. So Tara's gadget, whenever she pops that gadget, enables all of your teammates as well as yourself to see all enemies in bushes for 5 seconds. So this is really clutch, especially on maps like Snake Prairie and other maps with a lot of bushes inside of them. So you can actually see if an enemy is sneaking up on you or not, allowing you to get in position. The enemy then has to push back as well, because obviously the other team know where they're at. So a really good gadget. Number 14 on the list is going to be Bo's gadget. Bo's gadget spawns a little totem with 1000 HP, and if you stay inside of that little totem for 20 seconds, I believe it is, you get your super fully. So this works really well for Bo. Bo has struggled in the meta for a long time now, but with his gadget, he's actually improving and is really good on certain maps like Snake Prairie, Double Swoosh, Stone Fort. Them kind of maps he's really good on, because you can keep using that gadget to keep cycling the bow mines, destroying the map. Number 13 on the list is going to be Colt's gadget. So Colt's gadget, on the face of things, may seem really simple and not the best, but when you're playing him on his best mode, which is Heist, he's actually decent on Siege and Brawl now. But when using that gadget, you can deal so much damage because it reloads up to 2 ammo slots, I believe. So you can literally get your full ammo back within a split second, allowing you to deal so much damage. And if you leave a Colt with his gadget on the high safe, it's going to deal so much damage, and people really do forget about this, and it's such an underrated gadget. So definitely buy this if it's in the shop. Number 12 on the list is going to be Daryl's gadget. So as you guys probably know, Daryl's gadget used to be one of the worst in the game, because whenever you used the gadget, you had to stand still and be immobilized. So allowing the first thing of the change is being able to use it whilst moving, which is really good. But also it's now changed so whenever Daryl uses gadget, it builds up to 25% of your super, so allowing you to cycle supers over and over again, and also it deals a decent amount of damage as well. Number 11 on the list is going to be Crow's gadget. So Crow's gadget, it enables him to reduce the damage, all incoming damage, for 60% for 3 seconds, I believe. But the only reason why it's not as high as it once was is because you only get 2 uses of this, but it's such a good gadget, especially inside of Showdown. It allows you just to pop it and you can literally run into the enemy's face, taking little to no damage. So number 10 is going to be Rosa. So Rosa's gadget enables you to build a 3x3 tile grass block. So that actually changes completely the way Rosa's played, because you can sneak up on an enemy, especially if they haven't got a wall break. It's so good. You can basically, as I said, sneak up on an enemy. They don't know where you are inside of that grass, especially if you connect the grass. So they literally do not know where you are. You could be at the front, you could be at the back. So number 9 on the list is Frank's gadget. So Frank's gadget is really good because Frank, the reason why he's not that good inside of the meta world before the gadgets anyway, is because so many different brawlers cancelled him and cancelled that super. So using that gadget enables it so people can't cancel his super anymore, and also enables so literally every single thing inside the game, except for a gene pool, I believe, you can actually cancel that with the gadget as well. Just makes him uncounterable in certain stages. Number 8 on the list is going to be Poco's gadget. Poco's gadget is so broken right now. It's probably one of the main reasons why Poco is so good. So for every second he heals up for 500 HP and teammates around him as well. So literally everyone can be healing up for 500, which is absolutely insane. 4 seconds, so a total of 2000 healing, I believe, which is just crazy value. Number 7 on the list is BB's gadget. So BB's gadget, when you pop that gadget, it heals BB for, I think it's 4 seconds, for 600 HP at a time, which is just insane. It allows BB to tank so many more shots, allow it to be way more aggressive, and I believe this gadget's completely broken. Definitely needs a nerf, because it allows it to stay alive for so long. You can literally pop the gadget, take damage and heal up, which is just crazy. Number 6 on the list is going to be M's gadget. So M's gadget, just like Gene's gadget, it pushes enemies away. in a radius, keeping them at arm's length, which basically perfectly complements Ems, because the way Ems is countered is when enemies get up into her face, but with this gadget it enables her to push enemies away and just melt them if you pre-fire, and coordinate with teammates as well. The only thing is she's only got 2 gadgets, else this would be one of the best gadgets in the game for sure. Number 5 on the list is going to be Nita's gadget. So this used to be probably the best gadget in the game, but recently it got a nerf, so you only get 2 uses of that gadget, but it stuns enemies for I think it's 2 seconds. So it's such a broken mechanic. You can allow, with combination with the Hyper Bear, to just absolutely decimate enemies, literally just destroying them within seconds. But as I said, only 2 uses now, else this would have been by far the best one. So number 4 on the list is going to be Barley's gadget. Barley's gadget had a massive buff within the last update, so it went from 3 seconds the duration of his gadget to 4 seconds, and also the radius went up, so it actually allows him to play much better inside of Siege. That's probably his best game mode, but also allows him to be more compatible in other modes as well. It also allows for his biggest counters, probably the tanks and the more aggressive brawlers getting up into his face. You can just pop that gadget and keep them at arm's length as well, and they can't really do anything because they're slowed, and you can just play around with them. But definitely a really good gadget right now. Number 3 on the list is going to be Jean's gadget. So I'm in love with Jean's gadget. I'm obviously like a Jean main at the minute, but Jean's gadget actually pushes enemies back. You got 3 uses of it, and you actually heal up for 700 as well. The reason why I love it so much is because there's a lot of tanky brawlers, and especially Jackie in this meta, so enabling you to just push them back and keep them at arm's length is such a good gadget. You can combine this with his super as well. It's just a crazy value. I'm in love with this gadget. So number 2 on the list is Brock's jump. So I love Brock's gadget. It enables him to jump over walls, get into enemies' faces, also allowing him to escape danger. It makes Brock super versatile inside the game right now. He's probably like a top 10 brawler, if not higher. He's so good with this gadget. It enables you to win so many different matchups, because, so for example, like a Brock super, so you can just use that jump, get out of danger really quick. That's why I love it. Also, another reason I love it, you can use it in combination with his super. It's just so good, as you can see in this gameplay. So no surprises really, the best gadget in the game is going to be Jackie's gadget. It's the main reason why she's so good, because you can just boost up and catch enemies out and 2-tap, 3-tap enemies really quick, allowing you to score quick goals, allowing you to capture on enemy mistakes as well. It's the main reason why she's so good. Without this gadget, I actually don't think Jackie's too good, but with this gadget, she's just an absolute monster. She can just catch enemies off guard, as I said, really quick, enabling you to make some really epic plays. Okay guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you really enjoyed. This video took me a long while to make, also look at the analysis on the things, but I think this is quite an accurate tier list. Let me know down in the comment section below what you thought of it. But I'll definitely put in the timestamps in the description as well if you want to revisit things and look at the best gadgets to get in the shop whilst they appear. On my mini, I've been waiting for the good gadgets to appear. It's definitely a good strategy to definitely focus on the better gadgets within the game right now. But let me know down in the comment section below what you thought of the video and what you want to see from me in upcoming videos. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe guys, and I'll see you guys later.